Question number 4. In the village of Sabinda, not all houses are connected to electricity, tap water or gas. This is represented by the following set. So E, that means the total Venn diagram, all houses in Sabinda. Then they have other E, not that Venn diagram, the houses with electricity. Okay, so there is the electricity. Then W, houses with tap water. Oh, I just want to get this pen correct. So the houses with tap water, there was the electricity. And then G, houses with gas. Then houses with gas. The relationship between these sets is shown in the following Venn diagram. Express in a set notation the relationship between E and W. Now, just take note that E is inside W. Did you take note? So let's just go. It's a subset, proper subset. But let's just go and show you where it is in the textbook. So in the textbook, and I'm in the textbook on page 68. Okay, and here I'm at subsets. So, when each element in a set A is also an element in set B, then A is a subset of B, we write. But then it's almost like an equal sign. Everything that is in one is also in the other one. So, when two sets have exactly the same, it's like a copy and paste elements. And the first set is also an element of the second set. Okay, and there is not. But here, listen. When each element of set A is also an element of a set B, but set B has more elements than set A, then A is a proper subset of B. So then you just don't make that equal sign, but you say proper subset, and we write it like that. Okay, not. So with this in mind, I go back to the question paper. Okay, now because you can see due to the diagram, you can see, and I showed you there can be elements here. So it W water, there's more that's having water than electricity. But then I'm just going to do and write it like this. I'm going to say electricity is a proper subset of W. Okay, I don't make the equal sign because there's not fitting exactly onto each other. Okay. Now, house P has been indicated in the Venn diagram. There is P. Give 3 pieces of information about house P. Now, it's not in terms of set notation. That's not what they said. Okay, in the beginning I also thought, oh, no. They just want to know, do they have water? Is there electricity? They want to know more things. So, let's start. P is there. Now, if you look, I want to show you. P is in the G. So, it's having gas. Do you see? P is in the water circle. So, it's having water. But it's not in the electricity circle. And now, so it's actually having gas and it's having water, but no electricity. So let's just put it in words. So P has gas and tap water. But not electricity. Let's just get electricity. And that's what they wanted. So they wanted just to, okay, for that they would have kept 1. They wanted it has gas and it has water, but not electricity. Oh, it's just 2 marks. Okay. So it seems to me you had to say for that whole statement, that one and not electricity. You would have get that mark. I can just double share. So B1 for any 2 information. So if 2 is correct, if you say not electricity and tap water, but your gas is incorrect. So if you give 2 correct things, you get 1. You get 3 correct things, you get 2 marks. Okay. Now, on the diagram, shape the subset G intersection with E. Okay. Now, I just want to show you just that intersection. So we're going to the textbook and we are going to question number 4, and it's that one. Just showing you that one quickly. Okay, intersection. Do you see there? And I'm on page 75 in the textbook. And do you see that that's the overflowing, that's intersection there. Okay, so they want me to shade G and E. So if you know, so where the overflowing part, that's what if they turn it around and make it like this, then it's union. It's all together. But now it's intersection. Okay, I think, and then I think we will be able to do the last one. So if I'll see, I'll come back, but otherwise I wanted just to show you where you can find that. And then we are just going to, so on the diagram, I just want to make it a bit smaller. Okay, so where is G? Let me first show you again. There is G, and where is E? Oh, there is E. Do you see? Be careful. It's that bigger one and the smaller one. And where are they overflowing? They are overflowing. Take your ruler and shade now. Shade nicely that whole part. Okay, don't color it in. You can just take a ruler, but don't make just one stripe, that they can really see you are meaning that. So because if you look, then it's having gas and it's having electricity. Okay. So for that correct shading, you will get 1 mark. So mark on the diagram the house Q, where it's connected to tap water, but not gas and not electricity. So it must have tap water, so it must be in the water, but it must not be in electricity and not in gas. So you could have anywhere, and I'll show you now. Okay, I'm just going to move it a little bit. Anywhere. So if you were putting it, I'll show you where. Anywhere there, you would have been correct. Okay, because that indicates only water. It's not in the electricity circle and it's not in the gas circle. And that was really not so difficult. A little bit a different way of asking, but it was really nice. Nice question. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Oh, and algebra. I told you already. I love algebra. It's like for me the core of mathematics. Okay. So let me take you. So algebra is just having rules, and it's just like a game of sport. You cannot play soccer unless you know the rules. But you cannot just know the rules and then think you can play soccer. You have to know the rules and you have to get on the field and you have to practice. So do that with algebra. Okay, this is an expression and it's actually indices. And I want to show you 2 methods, but I want to take you first to the textbook. So in the textbook on page 182, this is chapter 5, indices. Okay, and I'm going to look at question number example 3. Okay, now the first one is easy because you can basically just say 4 times 2, but you can write it out. That means there's 4 A's and another 4 A's, so in total there will be 8. But the short way is to say 4 times 2. The same in this one, but I want you to show you on this one, number C. So that means there's 3 negative signs. That's why if there's 3 negative signs, the answer will be negative. And then there's 2 times 3, that's 6. 3 times 3 is 9. But then let's look at this one because I want to show you what happened with that number. Now, if you look at that number, what is the exponent of 3? That is going to be 1. So I basically do exactly the same. I say 1, I keep the base 3. I want to write it here for you. I keep the base, no, I want to write it on top because it's a fraction. So I keep the base 3 and I say 1 times 2 and that's 2. And I keep the base x and I say 4 times 2 and that's 8. And then y and I say 5 times 2, that's 10. And that will simplify. 3 times 3 is 9 x to the power 8 over y to the power 10. And I just wanted to show you this 3, what happens. Okay, and as I said, that was in the textbook on page 182. But let's go back to the question paper, and then I want to show you also, I showed it here to you to do it on the long way. And I think especially if that exponent on the outside, the index, is 2 or 3, I think to write it out and to make sure that you do it correct, it's a good idea. Okay, so let's just go back to the question paper. Okay, and it's here. And let's start. Indices. Now, as I said, I want you first to do it on the long. So by writing it out, because if you look there, there's only 3. That means I must write down out that bracket how many times? 3 times. 2x3 y squared times 2x3 y squared. Because if you do it like this, and I will show you now, then you will say 2 times 2 times 2, and you will get the 8. And then x, there's 3 plus 3 plus 3, and that's 9. And then y, 2 plus 2 plus 2, and that's 6. Okay, so otherwise, the short way, you would have said that exponent is 1. So 2, 1 times 3, not with the base. Exponent will multiply exponent. And then x, 3 times 3 is 9. I just wanted to, this one didn't come out nice. Okay. And then y, 2 times 3, and that's 6. And then 2 times 2 times 2 would have also gave you that. So please, don't make unnecessary mistakes. You can get 2 marks for a question like that. And I just want to see B1 for 2 correct. So they will check. Maybe your number is not correct. I think then they will give for this. And but at the end you will get 2 marks. Okay. Now, I'm back at factorization. Now, can you remember in paper 1 we did also? Now, this is trinomials. Can you see the trinomials? But let's just go, because one is in group A. There's a negative in front of the constant. The other one is group B, a positive. But I want to take you back first to the textbook. And that will be question number B, 5B. Okay. I will show you now the factorization also. We did it. So this is where we will find this. On page 110, this is in the textbook. And then I will just go through the rules. Algebraic manipulation. Now, if you look there, you can only cancel out if you have one term over one term. So what you will do is you will factorize to make it one term. There I will just put a bracket. And then I can cancel, and then I have -1. The same here. This is difference between 2 squares. I will factorize. I use factorization. There is trinomial. I factorize. Then I have one term over one term. And this can cancel out. And then this will be your final answer. Okay. The same. I'm not going to go so deep into that factorization now. But I just want to tell you, if you still struggle a little bit with that factorization, I'm just finding the page where you can find that. Trinomials. I'm just checking for you in the textbook. And I'm going to write it down. There I wrote. So on page 104, can I just say, if you still struggle with factorization, go to page 104, go to page 105. There I explained thoroughly. Actually, it's up to, I will say, page 107, 106, 107. There I did. But I will go through the basics and I will say the basic rules to you if I'm going to do the example now. Okay, just remember factorization makes one term, because now that 2 brackets is one term, and now also only a full bracket can cancel with a full, only a copy paste bracket. The rest you just rewrite. Okay, let's go to the question paper. And the question paper, and as I said, I will now refresh your memory on factorization. But I told you there, page 104 to 107. Now, I like to say this is fact, it's in group B, and I will repeat now everything A. Now, before you write it, I will say here on the side, not there, then you write in the margin, their margin. take this first one that's in group B. Write down the factors. Now I can already see 3 and 4 because the difference between 3 and 4 is just 1, and that was I was looking for. Because in group B, you multiply over cross. So you say 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 3 is 3, and if I subtract, I get 1. And the biggest, the signs are different. And the biggest over cross, get the sign of the middle term. And what is the sign of the middle term? Negative. There, negative 1x. And then the other one, because the signs are different, positive. And then just x, x. And then I just go and I write it nicely down. I will just now go and I say this will be x plus 3 and this will be x minus 4. Okay, make sure you can do factorization. Now, this second one is in group B. Again, it's not difficult ones. 1 and 1, because it's 6. Now, I'm not going to subtract the over cross products. I'm going to add it up. Now, it's due to that add. Can I just show you? I'll come now to that plus. So, I'm going to say 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 3 is 3, and 3 plus 3, what will that be? 6. And now, the signs are not different. The signs are the same. And both take the sign of the middle. Plus, plus, and then this is x, x. And then I have x plus 3, x plus 3. And then I can only cancel brackets out, which is exactly copy and paste. And then what will be left? X minus 4 over x plus 3. And please don't cancel that x out. It's 2 terms over 2. You cannot. You can just rewrite that. Okay, so it's not, but the thing with this is you must be able to factorize the 4 factorizations in order to handle an algebraic fraction like this. Okay, the next one, it's still expressions. So this whole chapter is expressions. Okay, that was just in indices, but this is in chapter 3. Now this, you must just make the denominators the same. And this is the reason when we did paper 1, I said to you, it's important that you can say what is a quarter plus a third, because it's based on that principles, that you must make the denominators the same. That's why you don't do it on the calculator. We want you to know the method. And as soon as the denominators are the same, you can say 3 plus 4, and that's 7. So that is the principle, and I want to clean it because, please, that was not, I just showed you for explanation. That. Okay. Now, this is a bit of a catch-out because it's almost like, and I'm going to first take you also there. Say, for example, you have 1 and you have a 3 times 4. And you have 1, no, I want to make it 3 times 3. Sorry, it's almost like 3 times 3, and you have 1 over 3. And you must make that denominators the same. This is actually 6. This is not 3. This is 6. So you must multiply with another 3 on this side in order that the two sides are the same. And that is the principle that you're going to use. But again, let me take you to the textbook, and then I'll come back to that question. It's number 5C. I want to take you. Okay. It's on page 116, example 33. Okay. Now, this is actually a more difficult one. As I said, it was on, let me show you again, page 116. This is chapter 3, and this was more difficult because there you had to factorize first. That was group B. So after you factorize, you make the denominators the same. So you are going to say, okay, there's already an x minus 2, but there is not a 2x plus 3. So I multiply with 2x plus 1 on this side, 2x plus 1. Then I keep the denominator, and then I just simplify the numerator there. And sometimes you can factorize again on top there, take out the common, in order for something to cancel out. Because then you have one term over one term, and then it can cancel out. Okay, so let's just go back. Let's just go back to the question paper. Okay, Now, as I said, that was just to help, and I'm going to keep it until I clean it. And it doesn't matter. You can even leave it there. They're not going to penalize you for that. That's just an idea, basically, to help you. So, let's start. Put a bracket. Now, what is the LCM? The LCM, in this case, just like it was there, 3 times 3, the LCM is both. It's y minus 1, y minus 1. So with what must I multiply there? I must multiply there with a y minus 1. And if I multiply it in the denominator, I must also multiply it in the numerator. Okay. So basically, I'm just going to, I can first keep it separate. It's fine because I didn't rewrite it. It's not a problem. I just put it like this. And this is basically what stands there, 2 of that brackets, or just like that. So now I'm going to put it in 1. So that step was not necessary, but I just put it there for following me. So this was y, because these 2 brackets will give you this. Okay, and now I can basically just multiply negative y times negative y is negative y squared. And negative y multiply negative 1 is positive y. And if I simplify this, I get 1 plus 1, so it's 2y minus y squared over y minus 1 squared. So you can either write 2y, let's just see if I can simplify it further. I think I can simplify that further. Okay, I just want to see, but it doesn't seem they need it. If you take out y there, then it's 2 minus y. No, it's not going to help me. It's not going to help me to cancel something out. Okay, so it's not necessary. So it's 2y minus y squared over, you can even say y minus 1, y minus 1, or you can say 2y minus y squared over y minus 1 squared. And that was your final answer. So if you just came to this step, they would have gave you a mark already, and then the final. I didn't show you in this question. So in this question, they will give you for the factorization for both. So if you were factorizing correct, and then simplifying the other mark. And that's how you do it.